So I'm going to get into this kettlebell complex real quick. This one involves a kettlebell clean to a cradle hold, and there's different ways we can do it. But the way I'm gonna coach it today, I'm gonna coach it with three movements. We did it with two movements, which was just a squat. But I feel like the press is just as important on this one because it is the step three of this that really tunes in, reclaiming shoulder mobility, balance, strength, core stability. I mean, shoulder stability. We're working the full body on this one as the guys learn, because they're feeling sorenesses in places that they didn't even know they had, because this thing gets into these movements get into all the little nooks and crannies that we normally miss, kind of like a Turkish get up with a kettlebell. But we'll go over this one real quick. So what this one is it's a 5x5. So the way I wrote this one is you're going to do 5 on the left, 5 reps on the right, and I'll show you what a rep is, and we're going to do 5 sets. Depending on the kettlebell weight you're using and your conditioning, what rate of conditioning, scale of conditioning you are, your heart rate will shoot up with these, especially if you do these slow. And that's the weird part. The slower you do these, the more effective they are, and the more they cause you to dig in and concentrate. So doing them fast, yeah, they're okay doing them fast. I don't like doing them fast because fast is sloppy. When you slow things down, you stay under tension a lot longer, and you really get to work out all those little gaps in mind-muscle connection, where the mind and the muscle have become disconnected. So if you're holding a band apart and your arms really start to shake, your muscles are running out of fuel and those connections are being broke. But as soon as you let that band relax and let your muscles relax, and you reclaim, you can take that band and you can smoothly pull it apart. And I've seen this happen with my guys, from 1 rep, 5 reps, 10 reps, let's rest. We got no more shakiness. Now they're just pulling smooth, but the reps before were real shaky and real wonky. And that's what these movements do, is they wake the body up. They wake the mind-muscle connection up, because we have so many planes of movement going on at one time that the body can't help but to establish balance, even though you don't want to, because if you don't, you'll be all over the place. So what this movement looks like, we're just going to go from a basic park. So this is from the park position. This is just a starting position, to a clean across the chest into a cradle position. So this is a position that we want to get really comfortable with, because this is where this movement, this is the foundation of this movement, is being able to sustain this weight either on your left side or your right side equally. And people don't realize how unbalanced they are until they try to do movements like taking a kettlebell and just moving it across the front of their body like this. They don't realize the muscles that have to engage to keep you from falling over, or keeping your leg from coming up, or keeping your arm. There's a lot of muscle activation going on just with this. So this movement alone, a hot potato type movement, is enough to wake the body up. So that's not what we're doing, but we want to get comfortable with taking that kettlebell and doing that. So I would suggest, for warm up, do about 10 reps of this on each side. And I'll give you a side view so that you can see how that kettlebell's coming up. And we just want to be able to support it, and basically just walk around with this kettlebell, be able to support that kettlebell full 360, because even movements like this wake the body up. So that's the first thing we want to establish. We want to establish that that ability to hold that kettlebell right there. And a lot of guys are going to struggle with that because of wrist mobility, wrist strength, shoulder stability, shoulder mobility. First of all, is going to, we got to establish that. So this looks simple. I mean, but trust me, there's some guys out there that can't even do this. And this is why going over this stuff is so important. So from there, we'll move on from what other people can't do, and we'll do what we can do. So from there, we're going to go and we're going to squat it. Just a simple squat. So when you can maintain that squat position without that kettlebell moving, then you know you're good. So that's step number 2. So now we can hold it here. We want to be able to squat it equally on both sides. So one side, you may struggle. You may be like, oh shoot, I'm really weak on this side. But on this side, it's like, I can do this all day long. Well, that's good. Work on this side then, because we need to work that balance out. You need to make that mind muscle connection stronger to where now your articulating arm, which is the hand that you write with and you do unlock doors and click buttons and all that stuff with, that's your articulating arm. That's your stability. That's your good, I can handle this arm. But your stability arm doesn't have all that articulation ability to articulate. So it's stronger, but it can't handle all those different planes there. So that's why it feels different on one side. So the hand that you write with, you ought to be more comfortable with than this side. It's not that this arm is weaker, it's that this arm isn't used to all that articulation, and being able to hold it there for periods of time, doing more reps on that is how you're going to fix that. So that being said, step 3 on these, once you get it up here, you're able to squat it. Now we want to take it overhead and then squat it and then take it overhead and then squat it and then take it overhead. So, and what you're going to find is that there are different parts of your body are going to wake up. So on this side, some of you guys may be like this, and then on the other side, you're like this. Oh, and then you come up on a squat, and it's like, that's about as far as it's going. It ain't going any further than that. So we've just discovered weaknesses, imbalances, shoulder mobility issues, hip mobility issues, knee mobility issues, core, the back part. This is the core, but this is the core back here too. So if this is burning back here, if the thoracic is burning, coming up, we're exposing all these weaknesses with just one little, across the body movement, a balance movement, a squat, and an overhead press. 5 by 5, so do 5 on the left. I'll demonstrate what that's going to look like. So I kind of broke those movements down, but this is what the actual workout should look like. It should be from a park position, across the body. I'm going to do it with 2 hands, so it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. So that right there, it got my heart rate up. I'm working with a 25 pounder. If I slowed that down, and I'm talking a pause at every movement, so if I were to take this, now we're to run it across, and I got my balance, and I established my balance, and I squatted it, and I worked that control. Every time. We're going to avoid the swing when we do it this way. But this is when you feel comfortable where you can do 5 reps without dropping that kettlebell. Maintaining that kettlebell. You can do 5 reps of that, get your rest, and you can just keep slowing it down using that same kettlebell. Your heart rate's just going to shoot up more and more, as you can see, because I slowed it down. I'm using a 25-pound kettlebell. I'm working every muscle that I need to work to regain mobility, and working a little bit of cardiovascular endurance too. So the fat burn is going to get going on this one as well too. So give this one a go. Rest in between your sets. So if you do 5 on the left, you're going to have to rest before you do 5 on the right. So this one's going to take a little while. So get comfortable with it, and I guess that's about it. I can go over the squat, but I'm going to do a separate squat video because the squat is important on this one and understanding the squat. So I'll do a separate squat video, and we'll catch you guys on that one.